If there's one thing I like about movies, and there's a lot I like about movies, it's a workout scene. I adore seeing that. It helps us understand the character, helps us see how they would move and work out in their universe, in their environment, and within their power limit. We're going to look at my favorite ones, and one that is very unlikely that you'll be able to do anything he does, but we'll move to the ones that you are able to do and that you can do as of now and today to get into your superhero body. I'll get an easy one and fast one out of the way because there's not a lot to look at in the sequence that we see in the movie Captain America. We all love Captain America, and we get to see him work out when he's at the base, which is before his power, so running, push-ups, all that good stuff. But then we see him throw hands with a punching bag, which he gets out of the way pretty quickly, and then he runs with Sam. Lots of good stuff, lots of fun stuff, but nothing that we can grip onto to see like how Captain America would very likely work out. He has a bunch of powers. Yes, fighting would be a thing, and cardio would be a thing, but there's much more he would do. So yeah, just wanted to get that one out of the way first. So probably my favorite one, but one that is not taken seriously because of the movie itself that was way less serious than any other we got to see before. Thor in Love and Thunder. Obviously we see that and we're like, oh yeah, that's funny, but there are some things in there that makes a lot of sense, weirdly enough. Thor being like a almighty, powerful god, he needs heavy things. In that scenario, we see him doing battling ropes, but with heavy chains, going fast at it. So cardio will be picked up. All of that would work. But obviously, you have to work your way up the chains, right? So he goes faster, or you can go longer, or you can just add more weights on the chains. That's one thing you could do. And then we see him do squats with a rock. Very efficient, very great. A squat. Right? You can't beat a squat. That's like funny in the sense that, yeah, he's powerful. We see him lift a rock. But if you get too strong with the specific rock that he has in his hand, very easy. Pick a bigger one. In the gym, for us, it's just going heavier with the weights. Simple. And then he goes into pulling a spaceship. So funny, again, but makes sense because this is the strongest things that he has available that he can fight against. What we fight against usually is gravity. We attach a weight to some gravity, cables, pulley, all that good stuff, and then we pull on it. His way of doing that is a spaceship. So it is funny. It kind of just doesn't make sense. It is a very small part in a movie and like very short sequence because I think they just wanted to be funny with it. But they really got one thing right, which is overload. He progressively, overloaded his body and then went stronger and stronger until his body changed. So Thor in Love and Thunder would be one of my most funny and favorite one when you look slightly deeper into it. One that I got very impressed with when I got to see it, it gave me like a lot of motivation somehow, is Batman in BVS, Batman versus Superman, where we see Ben Affleck's Batman workout. I love that scene. It's a very highly motivational scene when, we see him throw a hammer at a tire. By the way, if you go with a heavy hammer, very efficient workout. Shoulder mobility, power, strength, rotation, abs, back. A lot is working when you do that type of exercise, and it's a very cool and fun exercise to do. So if you have the availability to do that, do that. Later you'll see something that can mimic that in another movie that we'll see. So yeah, throwing a hammer to a tire, very fun. And then you have a heavy tire, just flip it. That also is pretty cool. We see him do pull-ups with weight attached to his waist. Very efficient. You can't beat a pull-up, guys. You won't beat a pull-up. It's pretty much a goated back exercise. And the reason why he has weight attached to his waist, he's strong. What can you say? So progressive overload. You did not start with that. So there's a machine in the gym that helps us, get our pull-up right until we can do like normal pull-ups, and then you attach weights to your waist if you want. In the movie, we see him going heavier. So potentially he wants to work more on strength. He's about to fight Superman. So he needed more strength. So that's why we have him do those types of pull-up with like more weight attached. And that's also why we see him do a heavy back squat with chains attached to it. The reason why the chains are attached to the bar is simple, because as you go down, the chains just go to the ground and the weight gets lighter as you get into a weaker position. And then as you come up, the chains, get off the ground and add weights to the bar. That also adds weights to the movement, and you get stronger in other place in your squat. Bench press, dumbbell bench press, you won't beat that. Pretty awesome, heavy. Again, he wants to fight Superman, so he has to go heavy. And then sled push. If you've never done a sled push, try. Very hard. He could have gone lighter and faster, but again, that's not the point of why he's working out at the time. So heavier, slower, but more fast twitch, more muscle fiber development, more strength based and power based. This is an awesome scene. I love that scene. And we also see Superman in the movie like just pulling a boat. Why not? The F1 movie. I love the difference between high data, crazy stuff like VO2 max connected to your heart rate, running on a treadmill, and just like casually going for a run. Because obviously, guys, you won't be just going for a run. You don't need those like heavy, crazy data center, to get your rep max and all of that and know every data all the time. Sometimes the best is just to do it. In the movie, we see him do like neck exercises. Yeah, pretty cool, I wouldn't say standard. No neck exercise is standard. He's an F1 driver. You don't really need that kind of neck exercise, but you can grow your neck if you want. Do it safely. We're talking about the neck. I don't really do any neck exercise. There's many exercises that work, the traps and all of that will get you a bigger neck. And then reflexes. You can work out anything, guys. Obviously, being F1, you need reflexes, and you see that in the movie. That does make a lot of sense for the role and the character itself. But you can work that out. There's so many things that can be worked out and that are fun to work out that you can just play with, all adding those little things here and there throughout your day. Just throw a ball, catch it. Why not? Reflexes, athleticism, running, skating, jumping, broad jumps, all these different things. And when you play with these kind of stuff, it makes your workout more fun and also less generic, less general fitness. We can play with these different stuff. You don't only have to bench press and curl. You can play with these different variables in your workouts. Remember when I said that we'll see again how you can throw a hammer to something? Creed. I love the Creed movies. I love the Rocky movies too. We could have taken Rocky, but it's been done 1,000 times. So Creed, in Creed 2, obviously the boxing stuff, yeah, makes sense. The cardio stuff, yeah, makes a lot of sense. We see him do crazy stuff with his neck, again, neck workout, but he's a boxer. And then flip a tire. Didn't I tell you, flip a tire, guys? You can flip a tire. That works, it's very efficient. But yeah, the running, all of that. But that hammer, he just throws it to the ground. He's digging. Life is fitness. Is that like a slogan or something? Life is fitness. Gosh, now I need to put something in the screen. Life is fitness. Play with that. I don't know, maybe just go help your friend hacks wood. Why not? It's efficient. You'll have a good workout out of it. So you can just out of your life have those, fitness things. Now this is when in the video where we go into things that you can really do as of now and as of today in the next 2 movies, basically. So Creed 2, he doesn't have a lot of equipment. He's like deep in like nowhere, and then hacks to the ground, flips a tire, runs after a car. Why not? Just do that. So I love that scene. Very efficient. Again, highly motivational. Don't have someone punch you in the abs. I don't know. At some point, everyone was doing that for some reason. Don't do that. Crunches, but you know, the hanging part of it, that's also very effective. So you can hang. That will work your forearms. And then if you like lift your legs, obviously, that will work the abs. So very efficient, a fun movie, a great movie, and a very cool scene that we get to see in there. And now, the holy grail of everything. Batman getting his back destroyed by Bane, stuck in the prison in Dark Knight Rises, has to work itself out of the cave, and we see the most efficient thing and the most efficient workout that you can do now, as of now, if you haven't done anything in 2 days. Push-ups. As you can see, he's a bit wider with his push-ups, so work, you know, the chest a bit more. So we can do like 3, 4, 5. There's like, I don't know, like 10 different push-ups I can think of. So wider, closer, normal, pike push-ups, decline push-ups, incline push-ups, make the push-ups. Doesn't matter. So push-ups, sit-ups. You won't be able to sit up. I'm sorry. You can try. You won't be able to sit up. It's very efficient, very ab workout. Pull-ups. Again, back to the first Batman. You won't beat a pull-up. He has no weight. He has nothing. He's just stuck in a prison cell, and he gets to his workout, and he gets bigger, faster, stronger. And also climbing. We see him climb, and then we see him jump, but mainly we see the climbing. So if you have a place near you where you can do activities like climbing, why not go do that? It's fun. You'll be sore. You'll be very, very sore for a couple of days. Forearms will be on fire. Your back will be on fire. But as of right now, this is probably, it is, I mean, all of those are my favorite ones. And I can, you know, at any moment just tell you that this one is my favorite one. It is a very fun one. It's great to see a character like Batman. It is in a more of a human-like kind of Batman. The Batfleck one, bigger, broader, stronger. This one more, you know, slender, sleek, lean, efficient with his body. I don't think the Batfleck would have made the jump. Actually, wouldn't have, too heavy. But yes, so pull-up, sit-ups, push-ups, repeat for 15 minutes. Add squats, bodyweight squats, why not? And then jump. So those were my favorite workouts that we get to see in movies. If there's any I'm missing or anything you'd like to talk about and see, just let me know. There's a bunch of workouts that I have inside an app, a 12-week program that goes into the spectrum of all these characters: strength, lean, athleticism, all of that. You can check these out. It's Side and Shadow, Guard, and Apex. They're great workouts. And I'll see you guys soon.